Oh hey, it's Mortal Kombat 1. So I've decided I'm going to be doing an arcade playthrough. Maybe, with Towers, Novice difficulty. Well, this is just the Novice one. It's not a difficulty setting. We're going to be playing Kitana and Sonya, because that's my favorite team. We're going to be playing against the hard CPU. The hard CPU is actually kind of manageable, unlike previous NetherRealms games. But we're going to be doing a Novice Tower hard difficulty playthrough. First opponent's Sub-Zero and Sonya. I thought about maybe cutting out the loading screens, but look at this. Intros in towers. Can you believe it? Too bad my interest in this game isn't that high to keep it. Whatever. I love Kitana in this game though. I liked her a lot in Mortal Kombat X. I used to main her in X. Look at this. 112 assist into 112. You love to see it. There's an uppercut. It's nice that Kitana has a decent uppercut range because, Lee May sure knows she doesn't. But then again, uppercuts really are only good for punishes. Maybe uppercutting him in a corner sends him out. But yeah, I have a lot of grievances about Mortal Kombat 1, which I've talked about previously on here. Mostly about the file size, that's my biggest complaint. But also skins that are $10, which is an interesting thing because Capcom did the exact same thing. Look at that. That was a nice conversion. Capcom basically did exactly the same thing with Outfit 3, which is a shame because I do want that jury outfit. Like, I really do. The Chun-Li one's nice. I think Ken's is kind of cool because they give him long hair. DJ's got a nice one, too. This is about Mortal Kombat, though. I'm talking about Street Fighter 6. Sub-Zero these fireballs. Look at that. At least the frame data was about even on that. I also don't do fatalities just because it takes too long. And I'm still moving on. But yeah, that's the first match. Hard difficulty is not too bad. I haven't tried very hard yet, I should say. But yes, next up we have Johnny Cage and Frost. That's a somewhat decent team. I think Johnny Cage is probably the best character in the game. At least for now. I haven't tried Omni-Man, Quan Chi, or the other DLC characters. I mean, some of them aren't out yet, though. I think that the season pass being spaced out like almost an entire, like, was it like 7 months, something like that? It's a little weird. But whatever. I think this is a good game. Look at that. This is the band. 1-1-2. I didn't call assist because I don't think it would have worked. Look at that. Great Johnny Cage. But then again, there's a stigma against the NetherRealms games as it is, and I get it. You know, as somebody who plays fighting games almost religiously, I'm very passionate about fighting games, and I get it. You know, Mortal Kombat has a big casual fan base. It really always has. More so than like Street Fighter or Tekken, because those games don't really have big casual fan bases that much. But for Mortal Kombat, you know, it's got the iconic characters, it's got the lore, it's got the backstory, it's got all the story stuff, you know, that's what people like about Mortal Kombat. But I don't think NetherRealms is deliberately trying to make Mortal Kombat, like, for casuals. Like, I think 11 was designed that way, and I still played that game mostly out of spite. Because I really liked Scarlet. Here's Melina Scorpion. But that might be an interesting team, actually. I used to play Melina Sonya, but then I discovered that Lee May was way cooler. But as I was saying, Mortal Kombat has a huge casual fan base, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with people playing fighting games, obviously, because I want people to play fighting games because these things are really cool. But for me, when it comes to what I consider to be a good fighting game, I look at it, that dropped. But I look at fighting games from not a casual perspective, but a competitive perspective, because I'm more interested in the competitive side of fighting games. Look at that. Those are some cool confirms. Too bad I broke it. Now watch this. Great. I'm glad that worked out. Spent all my meter on that. Kitana doesn't really need to spend meter that much to do good damage, but Lee May absolutely does. So, as I was saying, I look at games from a competitive perspective, fighting games. And Mortal Kombat 1, it's pretty solid, you know. I mean, the game doesn't hold my interest that much. Like, to be honest, when I'm playing this game, I would just much rather play, like, Tekken or Street Fighter. But obviously, that doesn't mean that this is a bad game. As I said, this is a good game. Look at that, Melina's ball roll coming through. Armored through it. All Fatal Blows in this game have armor on startup. At least I think they do. They did in 11. But anyway, so much damage this is going to do. The AI will occasionally do some pretty cool hit confirms. Like, it's decent stuff sometimes. I'm very basic, so I'll just do like the most simple hit confirm I can. Usually I care about what does the most damage as opposed to just which one looks the flashiest. But Mortal Kombat 1's a good game. I'm gonna continue that. Ah, I dropped it. Can you believe that? I dropped it. Whatever, it's no big deal. But as I said earlier, I look at fighting games from a competitive perspective. And a lot of people don't really care about the competitive stuff, which is whatever, it's no big deal. Here's Kenshi and Shujinko. Shujinko's a very strange assist. Like, I just haven't figured out any good characters with Shujinko. But usually what I do, I just pick a character that's cool, like Kitana. Look at this, we have introductions. Isn't that new and fancy? Could have been in there day one. But I mean, look at it this way. Mortal Kombat has like Invasions mode, which is a single player mode that apparently requires you to be online, which is very, very strange. And then you have like the armored enemies and all that stuff. You know, Invasions is pretty cool for like 30 minutes, and then you realize this is all it is. You know, I do think it is an interesting idea where like you level up your character and you get stronger, you have more health, you do more damage, stuff like that, you do more chip damage. But when you're fighting against the same, basically 4 enemies the entire time, it's just weird. And I don't mean like you fight the same 4 characters all the time, because when it comes to fighting games in general, there's this element of skill to it. But when it comes to Invasions, it's just like, oh yeah, this enemy is going to super armor through absolutely everything. So good luck, because he's going to take 40% of your health with one hit. And you realize you have to do that basically for 3 hours, and it gets pretty tedious really quickly. And you do unlock skins and palettes and other stuff in the game, like, you know, artwork sometimes, which is pretty cool. You get coins that you can use at the shrine. That stuff's cool. Here's a mirror match. But it's just like it gets very tedious after a while, and they're stretching the invasions out like over months. And it's just like you look at Street Fighter 6 and you have like the World Tour mode, which granted, the World Tour mode's pretty cool. You know, it's a nice addition. It shows that Capcom's doing something interesting with Street Fighter outside of just the regular gameplay. And I didn't think World Tour was that great because it kind of had the same issues. But for World Tour, there was like an open world. You could talk to different characters. You could buy clothes for your character, all that stuff. You had to create your own custom avatar. That stuff was cool. I think it was a good addition. It made it interesting, and I never finished World Tour mode. I just wanted to unlock all the other skins for the characters. But I know Tekken 7, or excuse me, Tekken 8 is going to have something similar to that, outside of just the usual story mode. But for 6, the World Tour basically is the story mode, unless you play arcade. But it's just like for Mortal Kombat 1, the features, they lack a lot. And that's the big thing about it. There we go. I beat myself. Can you believe it? Here we go, it was round number 2. But yeah, I mean, I had the same grievances about Mortal Kombat. Now watch this. 1, 1, 2. That's good damage. You can also mix up with this fan blade like that, but you have to block that low. You can mix them up with it if I don't know. We just do it again. 1, 1, 2. Assist. I dropped it. Oh well. I still maintain the frames, I guess. See, the AI just did nothing right there. Just did nothing. You could have done like back 2, 4. Ooh. There's a brutality uppercut punish. Man. I think the brutalities are really cool in this game. I wish they would kind of bring back like friendships. I think that would be cool. Or maybe Mercy, which Mortal Kombat 11 had. Some of the older games had it too. But yeah, 11 had Mercy. It had the friendships. It had the brutalities. You know, that stuff was cool. I think X introduced the brutalities again. Here's the final boss, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, the Deadly Alliance. That's a cool combo. I'm glad I hit that. That's a really cool combo. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, the name of the game is just Launch Air Combo. That's the name of the game, which is fun. Oh, I broke it. Which is fun because in Mortal Kombat 11, you wanted to stay grounded as much as you could because of the breakaway system. I have a lot of grievances with the breakaway system as a Scarlet main in that game. But you wanted to try to keep them on the ground as much as you can, which is why zoners such as like Fujin and Cetrion rule the day. I mean, the EVO Grand Finals were like 2 Fujin players. I think Ninja Killer was the EVO champion. But it was like 2 Fujin players just zoning the entire time. Which, no big deal, you know, that's kind of cool. But it was just Mortal Kombat, and people were like, yep, it's a NetherRealms game. It just wasn't that interesting to see, though. But NetherRealms has always had a thing for zoners, except Mortal Kombat 9. The deadly alliance of Shang Tsung and Quan Chi are no more. You do get this cutscene, which is kind of nice, but after seeing it like 6 times, it does get kind of tiring. But Kitana and Sonya, I guess. So I guess that's it for now, at least. Here's the score if you're interested in seeing what it was.